Welcome back to my channel, folks, you epic people. Part 2 of the LPG gas hob installation. So we're out here on the outside of my house, and I've got this little walkway through here, which has been the perfect place to put these gas bottles, because I never come this way. I come out my back door. I very rarely use my front door. I come out my back door, up these steps, and you can't see, but my van's parked there. So the garden and the shed and everything is built up. So I've got this perfect space to house and position these large 47 kilo propane LPG gas cylinders. So a quick point to make on these cylinders. If you haven't got any cylinders, and this goes for the majority of the people, well, first of all, there's not many places you can get the cylinders from. There are places out there, but there's not that many different retailers, and they get their gas from two main people anyhow. So you normally have to leave a deposit per bottle. Now, on a big bottle like this, the deposit is £80. So that's £160 deposit for these two bottles. Now, I don't know how long they're going to last. They're not going anywhere. And obviously, even though I've moved house, where I got this gas from, I've already got gas bottles from this place, because I use a smaller one of these propane bottles, a smaller version, for doing hot works. So he already knows me, and I buy logs off him, and I bought an abundance of coal off him last year. And so, because I'd already got gas bottles with him, and I'm a regular customer, he didn't charge me the deposit for these bottles, which I'm very grateful for, because he didn't have to do that. And it just goes to show that if you shop and buy local, you will get some preferential treatment. Because initially I went to Calagas to buy one of these valves and organise some of the bottles, and I went to their Calagas place, not far from where I live, and the man didn't want to give me any information whatsoever. He says I've got to phone up and ask over the phone and all the rest of it. He wouldn't give me an idea of the price of anything. And then, even though we had one of them there, he says we haven't got the stuff you need. So I thought, okay, you're full of shit. I'm going to go back to me. I only wanted to buy the valve. I had no intentions of getting the gas off Cala. So in the end, I just walked out. So here we are. So what are we up to? So what we've got is we've got the two gas cylinders, and even though it says it's an auto changeover switch, and even on the description that's where it says an auto changeover switch valve, it's manual. So you've got two bottles, and the idea is that you can leave the bottles open, and you turn the switch to either way you want. So at the moment, this right-hand bottle is in use, and that's why this is showing green. If this bottle was empty, it'd show red, and that is just a little, like a little pressure switch, manual pressure switch, that changes the colour of that button in there. So when this gas bottle runs out, the idea is you come outside and you just flick that switch over manually, bang, and then you start using the gas out of that one. So it's not an auto changeover switch, because automatic would do it on its own. It's a manual changeover switch. But what I think they should have said was, explains that you don't have to worry about changing the gas bottle, because you've got two hoses, two gas bottles. You just turn the switch, and voila, you're using the second bottle. Then that gives you time to disconnect this bottle and get this one replaced, because these will last a long time. I've got no idea how long they last, but we'll worry about that further down the track when this first gas bottle runs out. Yeah, and we are coming into the winter. Now the type of food you eat in the winter slightly changes, and there's a lot more cooking involved and whatever. So, you know, who cares? It is what it is, and this is what I've wanted from day one. So you got the changeover valve, and I'll put a picture of that up on the screen. The two bottles. Oh, and what I've done is I've left this one open. This one's fully open, but what I've done is I've just closed this one off. Even though all this has been leak tested and pressure tested by the pipe fitter, the special gas safe LPG gas fitter, I've just left that one closed as an added bonus. Yeah. So then the pipework, even though you can't see from there, the pipework just, it's got a shut off valve there. The pipework goes down across and round and into my house that way. So I'll put a couple of pictures of that up. So let's go inside and check out the hob. Right then, we've come back in the kitchen. So as you know from the previous video, I took the old oven out and the old electric hob, halogen hob or whatever it was, which I hated, but that we covered that in the other video. And you know, I altered the electrics because this needs a little power supply for the self-ignition. And I cut the holes through, I drilled the holes through the cabinets, through the wall into the porch, through the door frame to outside. So the only thing I've got to do, you can see a picture, I'll put a picture up on the screen somewhere. And all I've got to do is get two little caps, the round caps that go round the pipework to make the finish nice. Fill the hole in the wooden door frame out there, or the wooden frame, with some silicone sealant, and then fill it full of sealant, and then just sealant these two caps on one either side of the building to finish off that nice and to keep it watertight. So the actual total pipe run is probably 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's between 7 and 8 metres. And here's the new hob, 4 burner hob. But what I do like about it is it's got this big, this is about, I can't remember, is it 4.5 kilowatts? I don't know, but we've got this a lot bigger gas burner. I don't know whether you can see that very well. Yeah, doesn't look brilliant in the daylight, but trust me, let's turn it off because save me gas. That is perfect for if you've got a big pot, a big saucepan. So when I do my batch cooking and I'm cooking a lot of soup or curry or boiling potatoes or big pot of rice or whatever, and more importantly, I don't know where I've got it, I bought myself a new wok and I cooked myself my first homemade proper egg fried rice and sweet and sour chicken, all from scratch. It was stunning. Recipe just needs a little tweak, but it's there. So that's another dish that I'm going to be making to put in my freezer containers, to put in the freezer. So you know you got these homemade ready meals and you know exactly what's in them. But I'm over the moon with this. This is a game changer. I've used it now for, has it been 2 weeks? Has it been 2 weeks? Well, let me give you some ideas. I love to have some soft boiled eggs in the morning. And what I do is, I've got a specific pan that I've just used this morning to boil my eggs. Look how small that pan is. Yeah. So I put 2 eggs in there, top it up with water, and I used to put it on the old electric hob, and it took an absolute age. It took forever. Literally, this bad boy, if you don't keep an eye on it, your soft boiled eggs are hard boiled eggs. Absolutely brilliant. What else did I do? Oh, I cooked, what did I do? what was the cooking? Oh yeah, my wok. Because I've got a big burner, it's just so more convenient, and the heat's there, and it's more controllable, and it's just been a game changer. Yeah. So I don't know the make of this this hob, but what I do like about it is got a black glass top, and it's easy to clean. Easy to clean. You just take all that off. This comes off. Careful, sugar, you should just that on. That comes off for cleaning. It's beautiful. So, unlike yesterday where we had a drastic lack of tea, I've got a fresh tea on the go, because you know the rules. There's only one rule on this channel, in my life: no tea, no work. Because I've got another job on today. It's dry, it's bright. I'm running out of daylight. I've got another guttering job that I'll show you that I've got to do. So, let's talk about some costs. I'll try and put the costs up on the screen as I mention them. So, as I say, let's start from outside. Let's start from outside and work our way in. So, we had the 2 large 47 kilo propane gas bottles, and I'm only doing this for anybody who's thinking about it. And as I say, this house was all electric. So the hot water's done by electric, an old-fashioned electric immersion heater. The shower at the moment is electric, and as I say, we woke up to a power failure, and I just went back to bed. But I still had the power was still out when I got up. But luckily for me, I had a camping cooker where I could boil some water to make a cup of tea. So the multiple reasons for this, and I keep on going on about it, and I drag on about it, and nobody really cares, but I'm still going to say it. With all these storms that we're having, we've just come through Storm Bram. Now, I'm pretty sure I haven't watched much of the news. I'm very careful what news I watch, because you've got to watch that, because they give you a load of bullshit on the news. So, but I know that there's people, not necessarily in my area, but there's people in the country who are still without power because of this Storm Bram. And if you got no power, it's not too bad for me. I live on my own. So I've only got me to look after, you know. And I can always boil water to make a cup of tea, because a cup of tea calms the nerves, gives you time to sit down and think about things, and that's it. So, but if you got a family or somebody else who's depending on you to feed them and keep them warm, then it's a whole different ball game. But as we come into the, as we're in winter, and we've got all the cold weather still yet to come, we're going to have more storms. So I wanted a gas hob to make sure that I've got facility to cook food and to be able to make hot drinks, and a hot water bottle if you want, boil some water. So life is still the same if the power goes out. Job done. And if you're freezing cold, you can always warm your hands on it. So that's that. Also, doesn't matter what anybody says, it's still cheaper to cook on gas than it is to cook with electric. And that was the secondary reason. And obviously, one of the main reasons as well was the old electric hob wasn't working right, or it was just old. It worked, but it was just old. But it was a lot of messing around with all the touch buttons, you know. It was, you know, I think it was just past its best, and I'm pretty sure the new electric hobs are far superior. But notwithstanding, that old electric hob, I think I said in the video, was like 6 kilowatts if you had it on all full blast. So that. So, and I hated it, even though it was great to clean, because it was just a flat top, great to clean. But that was the only good thing about it, so it's out. And it's still outside in the garden, I haven't took it to the tip yet. So we got the new one. So where was I? Let's go back to the costings. Right then. Let's start again outside, because I diversified then and waffled on. So, the 2 large 47 kilo propane gas bottles outside. You don't have to have 2. You can have 1. You don't even have to have the big ones. They do 3 sizes. But obviously, for cooking in your house, you don't really want the small ones. They're okay for caravans and camper vans and van life and camping cookers. The minimum you want is the smaller one, which is I think is 19 kilo, but don't quote me. But I've got two 47 kilos. Now, I think I just says that the chap, because I've got other propane bottles off him that I use for my hot works, and he knew my situation, he knew the story because he knew where I lived, and he knew my old neighbour. He didn't charge me the £80 deposit on both of the bottles. That's £80 per bottle for those large bottles. So that saved me an initial £160 outlay. And let's face it, in this situation, I won't be seeing that money back because I'm always going to be having two gas bottles out there. But it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, I went local to the man I knew, and had a good chat, and he'd done me the deal. So the two large gas bottles out there, the two of them, to me, was £145, and that was delivered with a builder's bag of kiln dried logs. £145 delivered, and not only delivered, put in place. Yeah, because they're ever, don't get me wrong, I can still move them around. I've used gas bottles all my life, but the guy, like the Hulk, picks it off the back of the lorry and he put it in the position for me. So that's perfect. Supplied and delivered. Two bottles, £145. The changeover valve, now I've explained what the changeover valve is, and I'll put a picture up on the screen. That cost me £156, and that comes with the metal, they call them pigtails, the flexible hoses that come off the valve to the gas bottles, and they're the galvanised ones. They remind me of the old, if anybody used to work in the refrigeration industry, they reminded me of the old anacondas that we used to fit. So that came with that, so that was £156. Installation. Now, I did have to wait extra days for the guy because he was up to there and he was injured, bless him, but notwithstanding, he came on a Sunday and he fitted all the pipe work, fitted the hob. I made sure the hole was big enough though. He fitted the hob and he supplied all the copper, all the materials and the labour, and he charged me £180 install, which I thought was very good. So that's that. So what else is there, Sean? Oh, we talked about the hob? The hob, my new beautiful hob, you beautiful thing, you piece of art. The hob, I've just checked, the hob cost me £150. And it comes, this is what you got to check, it comes with a little bag with a spare set of nozzles in there. So you change the nozzles for use from natural gas to LPG. Otherwise, I says, what's the difference? And he showed me. This was like just a big ball of crazy flame. So you've got to change the nozzles, but the gas man does that. So if my maths serves me right, that is a total outlay of £631. And I think that is worth, to me, it's worth every penny. Every penny. As I say, I don't know how long the gas bottle's going to last, but we'll find out. But let's have a guess. Let's have a guess while we're here, because I've got no idea, and I'm not going to try and... It's impossible to work out how long it's going to last, because A, you don't know how much cooking you're going to be doing. B, you haven't got the flames. Like these are 3 kilowatts at the back, I think they are, or 2.5 kilowatts. I can't remember. You have the temperature up and down, so it's impossible to work out how much gas you're going to be using. So I'd like to think now, so we've had them there. When do we have them there? Where are we now, Sean? We're in December. So let's say we've had them in there 3 weeks. Makes noise. So let's say it was the beginning of December. In an ideal world, I'd like these to be running out. And I've got no maths, no equations, no idea. I don't know anybody else who's got an LPG gas hob. Everybody around here is electric. Actually, not strictly true, but either electric or the girls down the road, they're on wood. If these gas bottles ran out, I'd like to think I'll get the best part of 12 months out of these 2 gas bottles. I could be way off the mark, let me know. I've got no idea. But as I say, we are coming into the colder part of the winter. And what I try and do is, anything I cook, I try and cook so I've got at least another meal out of what I cook. So if I cook a roast dinner, I always have enough and plate up an extra roast dinner. Yeah. Which saves you a lot of cooking the day after or whenever. And I cook a lot of meals, batch cook, so I can freeze the meals and then microwave them or do whatever. So we'll see. If I could get the best part of 12 months out of this, I'd be over the moon, because that means it's costing me £145 a year in gas, right? Which is, to me, is a bit of a pipe dream, really, when I think about it. And let's say I change both bottles in a year. That's £300. £300 worth of gas. That's still less than £1 a day in gas. So even if I have to change these bottles over, if I got through £300 of gas £300 worth of gas every year, I'd be over the moon. But only time will tell. So let me know what you think. And I'm just doing this just for anybody like me who's living rural. Or that Caroline, I watched some of her videos. She's going off grid. This is a good one for her. So if you like that, let me know what you think. And as I say, if you're, this is. I know you have to outlay the money in the first place, but the money's outlaid now. It's gone, and that's it. Yeah. Job done. And even if you have to replace your hob after 5 years, 150 quid, 160 quid, 200 quid, you still got the same problem if you've got an electric hob. But gas is best. The only thing I want to buy myself now is a nice heavy duty, possibly a cast iron kettle to put on there. That's what I'd really like. But what you really like and what you really get are completely 2 different things in life, so don't worry about it. So I hope you like that, and just let me know what you think. I know it's a bit boring, it's not exciting, but this is real life. What I have to do is I have to keep on stopping the video, and I haven't done it on the last one, before the videos get over 10 minutes. I've found, and if anybody can help me with this, if a video is over 10 minutes, when you try and transfer it onto your computer, it doesn't show up. So then you have to go and divide it into 2, and it's a ball ache. Anyhow, so let's talk about this big oven that I've taken out. I'm going to sound like a right miserable bastard now, but who cares? I've got this air fryer here, yeah, which doesn't look very big, but you'd be surprised what you can fit in it. It's got a rotisserie, and you can rotisserate a small chicken or a chicken crown or whatever. I've got a two drawer air fryer there, microwave there, panini maker there, my new gas hob. So I'm thinking to myself, I don't cook big joints of meat, yeah. I can easily fit a small chicken in there or a chicken crown in there, job done. If I cook a steak, I like to cook a steak on the hob on a cast iron griddle pan. And unfortunately, I gave away my cast iron griddle pan because it was just, I wasn't thinking straight. And I wish I still had it now. And that was a Le Creuset one, it cost a fortune, but I haven't got it, so that's done that. Anyhow, so if I cooked a nice piece of steak from the butcher's, I'd cook it on there, or you could do it in your air fryer, but it's not as nice in the air fryer. So, what am I trying to get at, Sean? Cooking. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to fit another electric oven. And I'll tell you for why. Because I live here on my own. There's not going to be much cooking for guests. I definitely won't be cooking another Christmas dinner again. And as for my massive Yorkshire puddings that I used to make Yorkshire puddings that they were that big I had to break them to get them out the oven. I won't be making them again. So I don't think I need an oven. But this kitchen needs revamping as and when, I don't know. And we can figure that out further down the line. If anything, I might buy, in the sales, I might buy just a one big drawer, proper jobby air fryer. And then if need be, you can just bring that out whenever. But as it stands, well, that's been out now for 3 weeks, hasn't it? Right? Over 3 weeks. And then I didn't have my hobby for another 4 days. And I survived. So, well, that's it. Job done. So that's all I wanted to say. So I think I'm not gonna bother. I'm not gonna bother having a electric oven, but we'll see. The power's there, but I don't think I will. For one person, this is more than enough. And this here, this Salter air fryer, I put my niece onto this. I can't recommend that enough. Yeah. So if anybody from Salter's watching and they want to send me their biggest single drawer air fryer to test to destruction, by all means, please send it to me, because out of everybody who needs it, I'm the one. I'm going to finish my tea and I'll see you guys further down the track.